All right, so let's talk about identifying skew line segments. So skew line segments are lines that do not intersect and that are not parallel. Okay. Start by noting that they do not intersect and are not parallel. Okay, so let's look at what that means. All right, so if you look at this figure down here, all right, we have to name a pair of skew line segments. So we need two lines that don't touch each other. They intersect at the corners. Okay, so for example, use this so I don't write in the book. Line EC right here, it connects to line BE. So these two are not skew. All right, and but if I look at EC and then back here FG, these two lines, they are not going to intersect. They're also not parallel to each other, so that means that they are skew. So EC and FG are skew. And you could just write your answer like this. You could put skew equals, and then write what they are. And then we also have to name a pair of parallel line segments. So parallel line segments are lines that run together like the a road, right? Like they always go, they're lying alongside each other, but they will never touch each other. So if I look on here, the parallel lines that we have is BC right here in the front and then FG in the back. So we could say for our answer that parallel lines are BC and FG. Those are parallel. Okay. So how about, what would you say for AB and AE right here? AB and AE. Would you call those two lines skew, intersecting, or parallel? Think about that. AB and EA. The correct answer is intersecting because they touch each other at this point right here. So they are intersecting. All right, so then we can think about that as well if we look at, let's say, this picture here. I don't know. Somebody drew in the book. No good. Let me erase it for them. Okay. All right, so we have to name a pair of skew line segments and a pair of parallel line segments. So on this one, parallel is not too hard because it's any like top and bottom or side to side that you can find. So think about two skew line segments. Go ahead and pause the video and do that. And two parallel line segments. And then restart the video to see if you got it right. Okay. So for parallel, there's lots of options. I'm going to go with AD and EH. You might have also said AE and DH. You might have said EF and HG. You might have said DH and CG. You might have said BC and DA, BA and CD, AD and BC. I might have missed another one, I'm not sure. So those are all parallel. Now skew, remember they need to not intersect and they need to not be parallel. So for example, AD is up front here. CG is back here. They are never going to touch each other and they are certainly not parallel. So AD and CG are example of two skew lines. There are lots of others, EH and CG. Now AE and CG would not be because they are parallel to each other. Okay, but AE and BC would be. There's all sorts of them. So that's what skew lines are.